was our last day in Atlanta, and Billy had set up a party in honour of the camera to announce the model he'd be bringing to London.
All right, this is the grand finale tonight before we go to London. I'm going to announce one of the models. She's going to be selected to go to London, and we're going to make it happen.
En route, he got a call from Arlene, one of the models from the casting. She was already waiting at the club, but none of the other girls had showed up.
Thank you so much, Billy. I'll see you when you get here.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Who's that?
That's one of the
Arlene.
models, yeah.
Arlene?
Yeah, Arlene.
What was she saying about the other girls?
I charge a registration fee, and they didn't want to pay it.
They've turned up, though. They've turned up to the place, or not? The girls? Are there other girls outside?
No. Arlene is the one that's is ambitious, that wants to do this. The other girls, if $100 is going to hold them back to go to London, they don't need to go. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to announce that Arlene's coming.
Because she's the only one that showed.
She's the only one that showed that was qualified.
I was worried Billy didn't seem to be choosing a girl on her modelling ability, but more her willingness to part with her money. So what can we expect from the announcement?
People clapping and happy for her.
Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm excited. You know, I'm always trying to outdo what I've done in the past. I'm calm and collected. I have to stay smooth, though.
Okay, let's do it. As soon as we arrived at the museum bar, it was clear no one here was expecting Billy Badass and the Urban Fashion Week. After negotiating with the bouncer, we were finally allowed in. The stage that Billy had intended for the announcement was occupied by a jazz band, leading a Sunday dinner dance for a subdued older crowd. As I followed Billy wandering aimlessly round the club, a cold feeling swept over me that maybe the London Urban Fashion Week was all just smoke and mirrors. We eventually found ourselves on a balcony where we met Arlene.
I didn't even realize those pants you had on, the shiny glittery pants.
Well, Billy, you know, I thought you were a fashion guy.
I did not see the glittery pants.
So, what are you doing up here, Billy?
Well, we're just gonna announce that this young lady right here is gonna be going to London.
Shut up! Ah!
Really?
Wait 1 second. Let me take it all in. Taking it all in.
Yeah.
So I'm going to London?
Yeah, you're going to London.
Oh my goodness!
$100 for the privilege of standing on this cold balcony. So much for the big announcement. Arlene seemed thrilled, but I was skeptical.
We're just taking it all in right now. I'm just shocked. Charlotte, this is crazy.
Why are you shocked?
I've never been overseas, ever. And to have an opportunity to go overseas, plus do something that I've been trying to pursue for a long time.
What we're going to do is you're going to fly over there on Wednesday. You're going to get there on Thursday. We're going to do a fashion casting party where all the designers are going to come and you're going to go somewhere. We're going to have like a photo shoot. We're going to hang out on Friday. We don't know where we're going to hang out on Friday.
Okay.
But the camera's going to be rolling wherever we're going to be at.
So what's going to happen now between now and London? Like what are the preparations?
We're going to talk about that off the camera.
Off camera? Why off camera?
I mean,
That's what it is.
we'll talk about.
Okay. We waited outside the club for Billy to have his off-camera chat with Arlene. Suddenly Arlene left, and we got a silent ride back with Billy, slightly unsure about what had taken place between them. It was our last night in Atlanta, and by this point I had no idea what was going on, let alone whether the London Urban Fashion Week was going ahead. The following morning, Arlene called us. She wanted to talk about last night and invited us over to a photo studio across town on our way to the airport.
He said, Arlene, I need to speak with you inside, away from the camera. So I said, okay. He said, so now you've won. I have to let you know that you're going to need to come up with another $600. He said, I'm sure you can come up with it some kind of way. I'm sure there's family members that could help you out. There was no documents. I didn't sign up for anything. Like, everything was just happening so suddenly. Anyhow, nonetheless, I don't think that, I should pay.
Yeah.
And that's what Tyra Banks said on her show.
So do you realise now that does it feel like you were exploited?
Yeah, I feel like this is totally, it wasn't authentic, but a part of me wasn't surprised because here in Atlanta, there's so many people who's always trying to take advantage of people. Here in the model world, the music industry, acting.
Are you relieved or disappointed?
The combination of both.
Yeah.
Combination of both. I would be lying if I said I wasn't disappointed because I saw it as like an opportunity to like further a potential career as in the model industry.
It was clear now that Billy had a very unorthodox way of working, and if teasing money out of young girls with a desire to break into the fashion industry was it, we weren't going to have anything further to do with it. Okay, so we're on our way to the airport, and I've still got one last thing to do before I leave Atlanta, which is call Billy and break the news that we're no longer going to be covering his event in London. So here we go. Billy never answered the phone. I felt so disappointed in him for taking these young people's good nature for granted, but also couldn't help but pity him. Could it be that as well as being the villain in this story, he is in fact his own worst enemy, the victim of his own environment and aspirational culture, where people will do anything to get ahead? It turns out Arlene isn't the only girl who's been affected by Billy's opportunistic work practice. There's a whole load of disapproval online from other disgruntled fashion people who've had the misfortune of stumbling across the ill-fated Urban Fashion Week.
How do I say this? This con artist, this thief, this savage bastard named Billy D. Foster. D stands for dumbass, by the way.
And we're forcing the models to sell tickets, or better yet, we're telling the models in the fashion show that if you sell enough tickets, you'll get a flight to Paris. Does that even sound right?
God don't like ugly, and karma's a bitch. And when you fuck with people, you get it back times 10.
I'm not even going to say it's your first time, because you know what, sweetie? It wasn't your first time. So that means that I have to go in. I have to go in you with no lube and raw.
It's such a wonderful thing to know that he's being banned from a list of cities he cannot show.